We are having a little trouble adjusting to Dave's energy. Just take a moment now. He's sort of surrounded by a lot of energy. So he's sort of distracted in a way.
Mhm.
Um, but there is nothing to worry about here. Just it's taking us an extra moment to speak through him. We're speaking as a collective. We're showing up as a sort of ISIS character, but we're speaking as a collective because there are a good many things afoot. Dave has mentioned, there is a difficulty with having information that is the future, but not being able to speak about it. It's a bit of a burden. So we have been a bit circumspect today in terms of answering your questions. We don't want you to carry too much weight here, the weight of knowledge of next step in the future. And we are trying to present it as a very positive sort of character, sort of positive thing. The egg, etc., the cake. There are positive events, the results of darkness are, of course, a reaction by the light. And so that is what's going on. The cake is being broken up into pieces. The egg is being
Mhm.
mined for what it is worth. These are all events that are, in some ways, very distressing, but they must take place. There's a shift going on. This is just the more dramatic portion of the shift. We would rather not go into too many details about what will happen because it is indeed a burden, as Dave has described. There are so many things going on that it would be somewhat difficult to narrow them down. It is as if your universe is cracking open, if you will, and all of these things are happening now. To some degree, you are being shielded from too much information, but we welcome questions.
Mm, mm. When you say cracking open, can you just tell us a little bit more about that?
You
What?
certainly have noticed that there have been an acceleration in events. That is, things have become more proximitous. The energies of anger and fighting, for example, have permeated every other family on the planet. So these things are just coming to the fore. These corruptions, if you will, have always existed, and they have just been a bit more covered up. Whereas now you can see that the events, the
Mm,
movements are very much accelerated, very much causing you to do things like meet with one another because you are perturbed by the events that are going on around you. And there is no more attempt for the aggressive forces to even pretend that they're not aggressive
mm,
to cover up. So you might see, for example, Putin invading a country, and you will find even progressive people defending them. There is a shift going on, which will expose much of the truth about what is happening. You might look at the American continent and see that shift taking place. The law has caught up with certain characters in your political environment, and they are becoming cracked open, if you will. The truth of the matter is being revealed. It is hidden still in Russia, but it will evolve and it will become such a situation that it will change. Many people right now feel there's no change going on, that things are not moving quickly enough, that justice isn't being done,
mm,
what you call justice, for example. But this is not really the case. It is just evolving in the way that it must. It
mhm,
must be dramatic. It must not be over dramatic. That is, your reaction to the dramatic events shouldn't be beyond your own self-control. You
mm,
mentioned at the beginning of the session how it was necessary for Dave to forgive Trump, for example, and that is the correct attitude. It is not useful to judge these events. It is useful to go and speak forth about the events with others as a sort of collective body. Some mention was made of taking to the streets. This must be carefully done. It is often the case that today's taking to the streets is more on a video or a phone call, but this is the case. This will happen, the shift. We will set you forth an image and the images of a gate. And at the gate, people begin to gather. The gate is made of gold bullion, and the people begin to rattle the gate. They begin to shake it to such a degree that the people inside this place are becoming a bit frightened. Understand that the guards who guard the gate are not so certain who they support anymore. This is what is going on around you. The guards at the gate are beginning to wonder which side they are on. They're beginning to think of their own lives. You might think of the soldiers who have left Russia to go to Ukraine. How effective are they able to fight when they don't really believe in what they are doing? They are not protecting their motherland. They are attacking their motherland as far as they can feel. So this shift is going on. It is just
Mm,
at the moment things are under the thumb. And when the thumb moves, things will change. It is not all bad. It is mostly good.
mm,
And there is an emotional landscape that you will have to cross. It will
mm.
be an unpleasant emotional landscape. It is up to people like you to remain calm and to maintain the calm of others. This is again why we don't want to distress you with too many images of war and agony and suffering. There are the forces at work that will ensure that this does not mean the end of your civilization. It is your role to become others, to turn away from the rage and to be constructive.
Thank you.
So our reaction to what's going on, we have no control. We're not politicians. We're not the leaders responsible for this mess. But we can have an impact by our reaction to what's going on.
All humans have impact. Anytime you interact with another human, you have impact. At every moment, you have the opportunity to change their minds, perhaps by just giving them a story that is personal. Often you'll notice that people do change their minds once they are driven to the point of empathy. That is, for example, you might say to them, well, Dave has an example. When he comes out to someone on an airplane, the person may not be so sympathetic to gay or lesbian people, but when they know him and when he is kind to them or kind to others, they think about this and they begin to change their mind. All of you at all times are doing this every single day in your interactions with each other. Your kindnesses to each other mean that you have created a group which speaks to the stars. Indeed, Carl, you have a great power to change everything merely by being present now. You are changing everything. All of you are an essential portion of the universe. But what you seem to be asking, Carl, is will there be a political change? Will the body of people be strong enough to alter the course of their leaders? And in the next few months and years, you will see that they are. And this is the main point, Carl, that this is the shift. The people become upset enough, desirous enough of change that they will not be put down. They will go to your parliament and demand action. They will call out the people who speak untruths and demand that they speak truths. They will become forceful enough that they will not allow your media to soft pedal issues, but demand answers. In fact, the members of that media become moved enough that they will no longer tolerate the interruptions to the truth. So, yes, things are shifting and have been shifting. They are just operating a little more below the surface. Notice
Mhm.
that the media is now accessible by all of you. All of you can go and speak your truth.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you.
you. Mm, mm. Would it be all right if we began to wind down? Would that be okay?
Yes, but first we would like to send you the support of our group. We would like you to feel the strength and power of our love and protection for you. If things become difficult in the next few months, just remember that we are here, what we have said, and take in the energy of protection and love that we send to you now, just for one moment. Hear the music of the universe. Everything is as it is supposed to be. Feel the love and protection that we send to you now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.